always someone is right. And always, it's not me. Hello and welcome everybody. What is going on? So, the Champions League draw has just been made. I could have made so many different videos there. I could have made a video about Niko Kovac, which will happen in an hour. Or I could have made a video on the Champions League draw. The Champions League draw just finished. So I decided, you know what, let's do a video on the Champions League draw because it just finished. And right now I want to talk about the Champions League draw. So here we are, talking about the Champions League draw. And quite frankly, I'm liking it. We have drawn Real Madrid. Us having the first leg at home, that's always obviously a difficult thing, you know, having the first leg at home, playing the second leg away from home. Usually, you know, statistically speaking, the team that has the first leg at home is at a serious disadvantage. But I am happy, you know, to be totally honest, I would have been fine with either, you know, for any team, to be totally honest. It didn't really matter to me who we played. I was hoping that we are going to avoid Real Madrid though. Not so much because of the team itself, but because I'm not sure whether Neuer will be back, and I'm not sure, obviously Coman won't be back. So just from that perspective, I was hoping to avoid Real Madrid until the final. But ultimately, I'm fine with playing them right now. I know a lot of people right now are not. There's this whole conspiracy thing going on. I won't even entertain that question. There's this whole, oh, the referee, you know, they're paying the referee. And I won't even entertain that question because to me, that's a non-factor. But the important thing for me right now is this. Last year, we played horrible. We played horrible against Real Madrid, but we still had our chances, and there were some questionable decisions, yes, but we still deserved to lose last year. But despite that, we still had our chances. This year, we're not playing, you know, spectacularly or anything like that, but this year we're playing much, much better. And we obviously have Jupp Heynckes, who every time he has been in the Champions League has made it to the final, so that in of itself is quite an achievement. Just from that perspective, I think, you know what, I don't mind playing Real Madrid. I've said this at the beginning. It doesn't matter who we play. I feel like we can beat anyone. And I still stand by that. I still think we can beat anyone. That's why I'm not really that worried about Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid, obviously, they're just spectacularly offensive. But they have shown weaknesses. And what really matters right now is playing the first leg and conceding as little as possible. Because you know, they're gonna score, we're gonna score. It's always the same way. It's funny actually, because I mentioned recently, like 2012 is for me, Real Madrid was at its best. Real Madrid 2012 is still for me like the best Real Madrid, probably the best team I've ever seen, and we still beat that team. That was the one time, the one time we drew them in the semi-finals where I was like, you know what, I don't think we can do it. Since then, I've always been positive. I've always, against any other team, I've always been positive. But that 2012 team, I remember that very distinctly because I was going into that match thinking, okay, we have no chance. And we still somehow pulled through. Jupp Heynckes, masterclass, we still pulled through. So just from that perspective, it doesn't, like, with Jupp Heynckes, I just feel that confident. Like, I just feel that confident. I really think that, you know, we're gonna win this one. I'm very, very confident, and it is what it is. You know, that's the game. It's going to be interesting, obviously, to exactly see how it's going to move forward. You know, because there are things right now going on. The Ramos, I don't know an official. I mean, I read a newspaper previously that said that Ramos isn't being punished. If that's the case, then that's okay, because he was on the pitch during the game despite being suspended to be on the stands. So that's obviously a question in of itself. Then you have other factors such as, is Neuer going to be fit? He was training yesterday with the ball. Good question. Ulreich has been fantastic, but against Real Madrid, I definitely want to have Neuer in there. Obviously, the question is also, will Neuer be 100% if he's in there? So there are many questions that can be asked. There are many questions that need to be answered, but ultimately, I'm looking forward to the match against Real Madrid. Both matches against Real Madrid, and I'm quite confident. Now, on the other match, we had AS Roma being the having the first leg at home versus Liverpool. Both teams, probably the two weakest teams, I'll be totally honest, the two weakest. Although you'd have to really say, like, no team has really stood out in this Champions League campaign. Now, Real Madrid, they had obviously PSG and then Juventus, but I still didn't think they really stood out. I don't think there's been a team that has really been exceptional, including us. So just from that perspective, everyone has a good choice. Everyone has a good chance to win. So the match between Roma and Liverpool obviously is going to be quite exciting as well. Two teams that are, well, especially Liverpool, just very, very attacking minded. which also kind of leaves us with the scenario of, you know, a possible, that's my personal hope here, my, you know, personal preference here, a Jupp versus Klopp final, because they always end well, they always do. So yeah, well, at least in the Champions League, I should say. So that's what I'm personally hoping for, a Jupp versus Klopp, you know, game in the Champions League final. That's, you know, just saying. But yeah, overall, just very entertaining ties. Going to be very fun matches, and obviously we'll see exactly, you know, how our situation is going to be when the matches are, I think, in like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or so. So we'll see then. I'll see you guys then, and until then, peace out and have a nice day. Bye.